DOGE news, there are now separate DOGE accounts for every agency. So this is kind of exciting. You can see there's a whole list of them, like every single one, Social Security, OMB, education, they all have their own little page. And so you can keep track of exactly how they're uncovering fraud, waste, and abuse on each individual page.
And the first time we've ever seen this amount of transparency ever.
It's amazing.
It is.
Then DOGE, the main account, posted about this amazing thing. They said the Treasury Access Symbol, TAS, is an identification code linking a Treasury payment to a budget line item, which is this is a standard financial process. But in the federal government, the TAS field was optional for around $4.7 trillion in payments.
Oh my God.
And so it was often left blank, making it impossible to trace. So as of this past weekend, and I give all props to Scott Bessent for this too, this is now a required field, increasing our ability to have insight into where the money is actually going. And then thanks to the U.S. Treasury for the great work.
And these people are out there protesting the fact that they found $4.7 trillion in waste. Like, these people pissed away $4.7 trillion with the T, which
it's missing.
Totally missing. Right. And these are the same people that hired 89,000 IRS agents to come after you to get more of your tax money. Oh my God. I shouldn't have to pay my taxes until I can. Seriously. Tax season is here, right? We're all dealing with taxes.
We're all in it.
We're all in it. We're in the thick of it. I shouldn't have to pay 1 cent in taxes until these yahoos tell me where that money went. I want to know where that 4.7 trillion with a T dollars went. We fought a revolution over a 2% T tax, and they're missing 4.7 trillion. And that's just like the scratching of the surface, right?
I know. God,
they have no idea what America is about. And those people that are protesting lost. They're completely lost.
How anybody is against this, it doesn't make any sense.
There are words that I can't say on our podcast.
Okay. So also, while all this is going, while Elon and his DOGE team are gaining access into all the records and whatever they need to look at to try to find how much of our money has been wasted, you can now tell who the Democrats are that are festering within these government agencies based on who is leaving. So, for example, the interim director or the head of Social Security Administration resigned because she didn't like them asking to have access to records.
Right.
So Michelle King, the acting head of the Social Security Administration, has resigned. Yesterday, Elon said, hey, by the way, there's 20 million dead people in the Social Security database. Probably shouldn't be paying them. Can we just make sure that they're not being paid? And she was like, I quit.
And not only that, okay, so there's a lot of corruption coming from our government where 20 million dead people are on the Social Security database. Somebody's taking those checks.
Exactly.
People are taking those checks. I want all those people to go to jail too. I want that to happen. If you get a check in the mail that's not yours and it's like for your dead grandma and you're taking that, you suck. You're a horrible human being and you should also go to jail.
Yep.
Full stop.
Yep, exactly right. And according to Shark Tank Kevin O'Leary, he doesn't think we're cutting enough, which is absolutely this hilarious take. He was on a CNN panel, and I think Scott Jennings is on this panel, but he's doing the talking. And I think most people who are on the panel, who are of course not conservative minded, were just like shell shocked by what he's saying here.
I think the issue is they're not whacking enough. There's this concept in private equity when you get a bankrupt company and you go in there, you cut 20% more than your initial read. And then you find like a pool of mercury, the organization gels back together again. Always cut deeper, harder when there's fat and waste. The FAA, it's not the people. The code is cobalt. It's from the 60s. It needs CapEx put into it for the technology to be upgraded to make it safer. Fat like a chicken. All of these agencies are like big fat chickens dripping over barbecues of fat. This is the best barbecue I've ever seen, but I don't think it's happening fast enough. They're not cutting enough. Keep slashing, keep hacking while you have a 24-month mandate before the midterms. Cut.
Yes.
More cutting. Believe me, it's going to work out just great.
Everybody should be happy. People with the nuclear codes, cut them too.
Cut everything. Because if you don't see what they're doing and they can't show you that they're adding value, you whack.
But it's like
You whack. I love that.
Right?
That's what he would do in one of his businesses. That's what people do. That we don't just say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know where $4.7 trillion went with zero accountability. And the people who defend that suck
so hard.
Yeah, keep cutting. Because the more they cut, the more we benefit.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Can we pause for a moment and talk about some dogs and their issues? If you have a dog that is constantly making you go to the vet and spend lots of money because they've got skin problems or ear infections or like just lots of hot spots.
Our dogs get hot. Like, Astrid gets hot spots, and this stuff is like miraculous for her.
And she's talking about this Coat Defense preventative powder for dogs is absolutely incredible and can also be a treatment powder. So, and we're talking about for lots of conditions that you would ordinarily, kind of rush to the vet about. This is why so many dogs are on Apoquel, for example. They're like, oh, you have ear infections, you have skin irritations, Apoquel, you need a shot or you need pills forever and ever and ever because the vets want your money. That's why.
Right, of course.
And so often they do not need it. So often some of the irritations are simply due to yeast infections, which can easily be treated and prevented with this amazing Coat Defense preventative powder. They've also got, of course, a line of shampoo for dogs, which is absolutely fantastic because it does not strip the necessary oils on their skin that they need to keep their healthy skin and to prevent itching once again. So please do not spend a bunch of money at the vet until you have at least tried Coat Defense products, because you will be amazed at how effective they really are. And of course, we always have a discount for you. So when you go to coatdefense.com and use code CHICKS, you will save 15% off of your entire order. coatdefense.com. And Michael Knowles, we have another clip of him talking about a clip that you will see of a USAID, someone who's, I guess, complaining about the fact that USAID faced so many cuts and openly admitting that his wife was about to get $1 million from USAID for the dumbest reason ever. Listen.
Explaining his connection to USAID.
Stopped. Doesn't matter. You have a contract. So, Turquoise Mountain, which my wife Shoshana runs, has a contract, had another $1 million to go. Money just stops.
Hold on. Wait, there's a contract between some organization and USAID, and the contract stopped. And hold on, his wife ran that organization, and they were supposed to get another $1 million from the US government, and that just stopped? What organization does his wife run? It's called the Turquoise Mountain Foundation. You can't make this up. The Turquoise Mountain Foundation exists to teach Afghani peasants about degenerate modern art.
So this is in some ways often called the first piece of conceptual art.
Does
anyone know what it is? I don't expect the ladies to know. Exactly. An artist called Marcel Duchamp, who's very important in Western art, put this toilet in an art gallery about 100 years ago.
That's where your money's going. Your money is going, or was going until Trump got hold of it, to pay off the wives of British politicians turned Yale professors to teach Afghanis who probably have more important things on their mind about how perverse Western anti-artists decided to pretend that urinals and toilets were, Caravaggio paintings in the early 20th century.
Yeah, it's crazy. And these are the same people. These are the same elitist scumbags who will preach to you about how you're stupid. Like they're probably BFFs with people like Tom Hanks, you know what I mean? Who will look at people who are MAGA, and they'll say, God, they're so uneducated. They're racist. They're this. They're just stupid. They're stupid people. They're uneducated. And she thinks she's smart because she's showing Afghans a crapper, a pee or a urinal. You know what I mean? It's like that's somehow, I cannot with these people.
That's our money. It's our money.